Hello, my name is Hortensia Akula, and I am from West Missouri. Now I want to tell you about a fishing experience I had. So my friend and I were talking, and we decided that we wanted to go fishing together. So we started packing all of our things, our clothes, and the cooler, and the food that we would need for the trip, and all of our camping gear. So once we were done packing, we kind of looked at the map, deciding where we were going to go. So we got in the car and we're driving. When we arrived at the place we were going to fish, we found a parking spot and we're like, okay, we're ready to go. So we popped the trunk of our vehicle and started unloading our gear. So we were really close to the river, and there was a good place right next to the river to set up our camping gear and our tent. So we set up everything, and then the two of us got our fishing poles, swung them behind our backs, and started walking towards the river. Well, there was this huge rock and this river surrounding it. So we sat together on the rock and threw out our lines. Well, we kind of sat there and waited for a while, and then I felt my hook snag. I was like, I got something. So I set the hook and started reeling it in. And I pulled in this huge fish. I was so excited, my friend had to help me get it in. So the two of us went back to a camp area, and I started scaling the fish. It was hard work. There were so many scales. It kind of covered me during the process, but I got them all off. Then we cut open his stomach and we saw worms and all sorts of stuff inside of the fish. Well, then we chopped off his head and threw it into the river. And all that was left was the body and fins. So then we took a skillet and put some oil in it, set it over the fire, and started cooking the fish. And we put some seasonings on it to make it taste delicious, and flipped it when it was ready. Oh, and it smelled so good. Well, the smell kind of went into the woods, and as I looked over, I saw a bear headed my way. He had smelled the fish and wanted to eat it. So we were terrified, took off running, and then the bear ate what we had caught, and I was so scared. So one time I noticed that my car was filthy, just really dirty, so I decided to wash it. So I turned on the water, put some in a bucket along with some soap, and I hauled my buckets of water and sponge over to the car. First I sprayed down the car with some water. Then I took the sponge that was soapy and kind of started washing the car, and I had music playing, was kind of jamming while I was washing. When I was all done, it was sparkly clean. Before, it had been dirty and just covered with mud and all brown. But after I got done cleaning it, it was sparkly and nice. So then I decided to wax it. After waxing it, I dried it, and ooh, did my car look good.